So I have a little message for you. I'm going to read a little story. And here we go. It's called Spick and Span. I squeezed my toothpaste till it all ran out into the sink in one enormous glob of goo, grunting, "Fuck you," under my minty fresh breath. Imagine, if you will, that it was all their throats at once being squeezed out till their little spick and span voices bled out into this grimy, slimy cesspool of existence that could never get clean. Yes, them. You, the brazen barbarians who charge my gates, storming on the hoofs of black horses in your cavalry, kicking up dust at the threshold and tarnishing my crown that was only a gift that would have also been bestowed upon your head, but grace doesn't lie in dust mixed with blood. Those two form concrete too hard for the strongest of hearts to penetrate and flood. You to the backstabbers and the shapeshifters who spoke beneath me and swept those words under the rugs for safekeeping. You should know by now that I do eventually clean house with a mop and broom on my hands and knees, with the toothbrush that I poured your words over only moments before. It's no wonder I gag on half-truths and snippets of scorn, only to be choked with the enemy's share forlorn. You to the gossip-howling monkeys and the babbling buffoons, who sifted sinister rumors through the eastern lows as I traveled the western winds. A shapeshifter gypsy, a traveling whore, a raging bull with an insatiable appetite for pleasure and pain, and something much more. A crazy loon who'd kill to win, as if you haven't felt that resentment, rage, and sin boiling within. Dear God, come on. Like you've never known what that kind of abuse feels like, or how trauma seeps into your bones, like venom from the wasps at their nests and from their homes. Yet I still sit here with the other cheek turned alone. You to the abuser and the accuser who pricks the veins beneath my skin like the terrible twos at the party popping balloons. Prick, pick, pluck, pop, not once but 1,000 times over. The echo of each adding up to the silence of an atomic bomb in your ears, like that of a wayward spirit screaming in your space. From the corner of the nut house ward wing, 6 feet under the shadows that cling. The gaslighting of the newcomer, or so you think. You think I haven't walked these halls or sung that tune. The experience under my straitjacket would leave most men to decay. Once you've been down that road, unconditionally, unfairly so, trauma-beaten and scorn whispered about, to all those accusers I shout, so within, so without. You to the lovers who've come and gone and lied, to those I break like a sapling under the pressure of a stampede of wild beasts in migration, to and from home to home, roaming just to roam. A sapling bends under pressure but never breaks, however, snapping spines and bleeding through. I sit there half-kilter like a splintered thorn, crying out to all the world to hear this pain. The lies, the mental abuse, the twisted truths, why not come forth with an arrow straight forward? Your zigzag flight pattern had me spinning to the height of paranoia and schizophrenia and mania and sickness and in health. I suppose a beeline is of no use. Everyone likes a challenge. You to the wanderers of the night who opened your homes to sleepless nights, I thank you. You to the warriors who kept those lonely and soul company as trains sitted by my head in a one-track mind, I thank you. You to the bearers of good news and gifters of glee when the skies bled gray and the air grew crystals, I thank you. You to the steadfast who knew me in this space to be whom I am and ought to be and treated me as such, I thank you. You to those who have come along my path, fresh and new, with bouquets in hand and crowns adorned with jewels for all of us to place upon our heads, I thank you. You to the inspired and tired, weary souls that keep on ticking and kicking, I thank you. You to the crazy ones whose limits know no bounds, whose imagination and love stretch to corners of the edge of reason, my God, I thank you. Yes, you. I squeezed my soap till it all ran out into the sink in one enormous glob of goo, exhaling, thank you. Under my sudsy breath, imagine, if you will, that it was all of your love at once being squeezed out so your voices rang true, through and through, singing, I love you.